a new explanation with regards to how power and states form and fall. That's super simple. It just begs the question, like, what would happen if every single human being were to wake up tomorrow and believe America doesn't exist? Would it be the Constitution that forms America's power? Is it the investment in the military that forms America's power? Is it funding towards transnational institutions, or its relationships on an international scale? If everyone wakes up tomorrow and decides America does not exist, the White House, the Constitution, the President, every single body that is there to enable the state to function will no longer have purpose, because everyone has woken up with amnesia, forgetting that America as a state exists. And he poses the question that power does not reside within our structures or documentation or literature or best practices, but rather it resides in the minds of men. And we should be extremely prudent with regards to being able to understand how we fuel these constructs, how we build these constructs, and also manage these constructs from the perspective of building a more equitable world. And he poses the question that, like in the Soviet Union, for example, months after months and years after years, as a consequence of Soviet Union policy, people lost faith in the concept of the USSR and slowly disassociated themselves with that theorem, with that practice, with that idea. And the same is happening in a multitude of different states all across the planet. And there's also a consequence of globalization. Like if you scroll to this chat, there's so many different people from different corners of the world, and we all can empathize and agree with each other and have overlapping forms of identity, irrespective of our point of origin, race, color, gender, or creed. We can still agree on different things that unite us, and that is having a degrading impact on the concept of nationalism and the importance of the state vis-a-vis identity. Instead, we're looking at our nation states as not as important as they once were. And if you go back 200 years, they were crucial for our survival. Today, it's not that much, thanks to globalization and the global market. So it's again, Anarchy and What States Make of It by Alexander Wendt. The theory is social constructivism. I think it will play a major part in analyzing the rise of DAOs and the rise of digital communities in the future. And as we slowly move into 2023 and I start nerding out even more on the governance side, I'd probably be referencing Alexander Wendt a lot as well in attempting to find out how the hell we're going to we're going to build, like, whatever we're building in this space, maybe the first metaverse digital decentralized state run by the people for the people. There's a lot we can inherit though from literature all around the world, and that's what makes us strong, and it's what makes this exciting as well. Sorry for the rant, everyone. I'll just mute now.
I'll just mute now. Well, thank you, Shani, for taking your time. I know you're a busy person. To even begin to even think about what could be done, like here with our DAO, like literally, I like to sit here sometimes and say, like, this is like founding father shit. Like we we are like at the very very beginning of like what a DAO could look like, or the applications of a DAO in the future. Like we're we don't know shit yet.
That's totally it, and we need to be kind with ourselves when we do make mistakes, because there's so many mistakes like coming ahead as well. So we are pioneering. That's fundamentally it. And I guess you'll all be in the Netflix series somehow if we manage to make it make it work.
One day, all of us will be like in a Netflix series.
But when Tangpoko was speaking earlier, like, I was meditating a bit on the question of driving traffic to Decentraland. Because one of the, like, we have so many areas that we need to be working on and working better on with regards to how we communicate with each other. So, like, this step with regards to having more communication and community-led organization for Fashion Week is so important. It's going to have such a positive impact on the community, and more importantly, the ownership of Decentraland users when it comes to Fashion Week, when it comes to these big events that have an impact on the entire market and reach hundreds of thousands of people. One thing we've been missing is that co-owned concept when it comes to, I contributed to Fashion Week, or I was I helped in the organization, or my voice had an impact. It mattered with regards to how this had to be organized. So this is a fantastic first step. Moving forward, I think we're going to have to balance our priorities with regards to what kind of people should we be marketing to and targeting to come to Decentraland. So maybe in 2023, in this year, our focus shouldn't be just getting 100,000 users on the platform, but maybe it should be getting 1,000 developers on the platform to allow us to be able to achieve like our craziest desires with regards to what kind of engine, what kind of client, what kind of software opportunities we'd like to be seeing. And that's something that we need to discuss all together. This is why I'm so excited for 2023, because we have the opportunity to set our roadmap. We have the opportunity to set our priorities. We have the opportunity to segregate our funding according to what we feel would be most important for the development of the platform for the next 8 years. So this is really crucial. And again, transparency and laying all these things out there and being able to see the numbers clearly and understand what's going on and what decisions we're taking is fundamental in that regard. And I think in the last 6 months, we've done some fantastic progress with regards to, like, I know Peanut Butter is here, for example, and kudos to you, Sinful and Kanessa as well, with regards to organizing these spaces. We've managed to make so much progress in the last 6 to 12 months with regards to how much communication is happening between the DAO and the foundation, how much communication is happening internally within the DAO, how we're sharing these priorities and these visions we have, and being able to sit down together and disagree and debate and find out what mistakes we made and improve on that, and share what value we can bring to the table in that regard. I think we have a lot to be proud of, and the next year is just looking extremely exciting. There's so much we can do. Like, I know already on my front, I'm fully focused on trying to get as many developers to Decentraland as possible, because I feel the development of the platform, the development of the protocol, the tools that we have over there are perfect for onboarding young, hungry minds that want to learn how to code and want to learn how to be leaders in this new digital, decentralized, open source age and revolution, or whatever you want to call it. And it can be an onboarding mechanism for so much more than just setting a MetaMask wallet. I think the vision is so much broader than that, and that's why I'm so excited. But then again, I might have been coding too much and sleeping too little. So this is the moment where I'm going to stop and step down, because I've hoarded the speaker thing for way too long. Unless obviously there's any questions for me or remarks, or like someone wants to throw a tomato at me or something of the sort. Like, I am hungry, so I won't say no. But yeah, thanks so much, Sinful, for all of this as well. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too, Shawnee. And would anyone like to come up and throw tomatoes? Yeah, thank you, Shawnee. I know that you've been freaking up for like weeks now and stuff. I know that your current project is has been a nightmare to code. So I mean, I hope you get that, done real soon. How is progress on it? Like, are you seeing a few more weeks of work, or pretty much nearing the end?
A few more days. So like, I'm checking with HP and Zoo at the moment. I see Pat Max joined as well. Like, I wouldn't be here without him either. So I'm just like trying to review the final bugs, and hopefully I'll be able to sleep by tomorrow, something like that. So we're with the NPC. We built a completely new NPC system that is linked to like another system, which is a design studio system. And at this point, it's more about just being able to refine the bugs, make sure it's working seamlessly, making it smooth. So hopefully we'll be there in the next 48 hours, and then we can start pestering all you amazing people as soon as the launch is out, and we want people to test it.
Yeah, I can't wait to test it. It's going to be amazing, and hopefully we can get something together to showcase the work.
Fuck yeah, or Maz bug testing as well, to give me more work in that regard for anything that I missed.
Yes, that too. Well, thank you, Shawnee, for coming up and speaking, contributing. Let's see. We have hit our hour mark. I've seen many listeners, and a few that I have never seen in this space before, so I would like to invite you to come up and speak if you would like to ask any questions about what the Decentraland is, what is a DAO, what the fuck are we talking about, how much weed have I smoked this morning? Like it's an open forum, so make sure to get your questions in, everyone. Here it comes, specimen.
How much weed have you smoked this morning?
Not enough.
Well, in that case, cheers.
Cheers. But I am wondering if I did fix my stream just now. Yes, I'm still working on this. I can't just leave it. I think it's got something to do with my the way I'm wired in my head. I just can't leave something alone. And so so specimen.
Yes.
What are your goals this coming year? Like Web3 related goals. What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, first and foremost, I want to bring an actual like D&D style game as far as actually sitting down and playing an actual role-playing game. And you know, in the theater of the mind mostly, bring that sort of content to Decentraland.
Yeah, or Mars bug testing us.
That could be exciting. I remember like a few months back we were chatting. You were like just digging into the SDK, very confused, very scared. Are you still scared?
Well, so my brother broke his leg in 3 fucking places, and I had to take back over reins of the business, and it dropped my availability way more than I thought it would have, and I've sadly taken quite a break from that aspect, but I do want to start offering sort of my expertise as a DM to anybody who wants to play. And depending on the interest level will kind of depend on how many times I do it every month or week or whatever.
DM as in what would be the, I'm trying to think like if it's Dungeon Master. I mean dungeons are nice.
Dungeon Master, and yeah.
That's cool. By any chance, have you like kept tabs on any of the other Dungeons and Dragons games that people have been trying to build?
It's been a minute since I looked into the proposals that had been put out, so no, not extensively.
There hasn't been one in a while, but I mean, if you're offering your Dungeon Master expertise, I wonder maybe Dax might be someone to reach out to. I think he was working on something, or at least like proposing. I don't know if
I know that he had reached out to one of the authors of one of the proposals, and had started trying to work with them. I know that much. However, I'm not sure where that all went off to.
Same. I was hoping you did.
No, I'm playing a little bit of poker in the Stronghold right now, or else I'd go to the DAO and kind of research that right this second. But I will here soon.
Oh, you play poker now?
Yeah, I bought me a wearable.
Did you get it recently?